Hey guys, welcome to snap number 3. I'm going to pace, I always pace, sorry. As usual, very informal. We've got 2 pitches tonight, the third one pulled out, so we're trying to fill in gaps. So if anyone wants to say anything to the audience, we'll be giving you a chance later on. We also had our speaker today, so I'm completely impromptuing a brief thing about why pitch, why are we doing this, what's this all about. First, I'd like to give a call out to Startup News, which is slightly embarrassing because I'm also the founder of Startup News. We're 6 months old, and we got our first free swag today. We're actually beginning to get that whole recognition as a news source, and I'd like to kind of recognise the achievement of it. It's very rare that you actually get to say, "Hey, I've done something for 6 months, and it's really working, and it feels great, and our audience love us," and stuff like that. So I'm just, So this is Startup News. We have a mission to help give publicity for the startups in Perth, to become the newspaper for this whole startup scene. My original idea, just before I joined this, because Patrick started it all off, was that our startup scene needs a town hall, which we pretty much have in Space Cubes, but all the other co-working spaces together effectively form our town hall. What we need is a newspaper. We also need a school, but I'm working on that. There's a whole bunch of other things that a community needs, and in order to be a community, we need to have somewhere where it needs to go. So that's what Startup News, that's what we're trying to build with. So if you haven't already subscribed to Startup News, please go there, check it out. Check it out every day, because there's people like you who are interested in the startup scene who are posting their stuff to Startup News. So, and we're getting quite a lot of kind of national attention, and people going, "Hang on, you're just covering Perth. You're this really cool site, and you're only covering Perth. What's up with that?" And we're like, "Yeah, suck it, Melbourne."
So, and on top of that, if you want to be in Startup News, just send us an email, go check it out, and because you're the people who we put in there, people that do startups.
So, yeah, I'm just going to pat myself on the back now and we're done. Cool. All right. So why Snap? Why do we create Snap? Well, Perth needs a pitch night. Why do we need a pitch night? So, well, it comes back to why do startups need to pitch? Why pitch? Why do this stupid thing in the first place where you get somebody stood up addressing a whole room of people? So hopefully I'm going to, this will work. Yeah. Hopefully I'm going to be able to talk about why are we doing all this? So first let's deal with what are pitches anyway. So you've all heard of elevator pitches where you've got 3 minutes or less, 1 minute or less, small amount of time to get your idea across. There's the standard product pitch where you're trying to convince the customer that your product, your service, your thing actually does that. You've got the investor pitch where you're trying to get an investor to do that. In fact, there's pitches all the time for all different sorts of reasons. I hesitated to come up with any kind of definition, but what I came up with, which is a persuasive summary of your idea, more or less. But that's what a pitch is. And if you accept that as a definition of a pitch, then every single startup, every single business, every single project, anything you ever want to do in your life, you should have in your head a persuasive summary of that idea, something you can actually say to somebody at a moment's notice. So somebody says, "Hey, what are you working on?" You go, "Hey, I'm working on this." Bang, there's your elevator pitch. Or, we need you to persuade somebody that this is a really good idea. You've got 5 minutes, off you go, and actually have that. So this pitch, this idea of pitching is not just right, I'm standing in a picture and I'm speaking to you, and hey, we're all sat in this room, it's a very formal environment. It's also something you can do anywhere. The other part of this is it helps you think about what you're actually doing. So it's not only a persuasive idea to everybody else, but it also clarifies in your mind what you're doing. What I picked on here was the Pollenizer Universal Pitch Deck, which, if you've never heard of it, is an awesome tool for getting a random pitch together. Like, if you've never pitched before, if you've never done this before, then check this out, because it's a really good framework for a standard pitch. But if you actually look at through this line of questions, then you have to have a good 1-sentence answer to every single one of those questions in order for your idea to be complete anyway. Like, you absolutely should be answering these questions as part of building a business idea and developing the whole thing in the first place. If you can't answer every single one of these questions in a single sentence, persuasively and comprehensively, I suppose, then you haven't really worked on your idea enough. You need to do some more thinking. So as well as pitching being a persuasive thing to everybody else, it's also an opportunity for you to clarify in your own mind what it actually is that you're doing. To actually get some, I know I still struggle with my stuff. with some of these questions, like who is my key competition? Because I could be that, or I could be that, or I could be that, I could be that. Until I can actually refine this down to, no, these are the people I'm competing with because they're in the same market, then I'm not really clear. Got these slides wrong, I should have done that. Anyway, doesn't matter. I did say this was ad hoc, generated at a moment's notice. So customer feedback is the heart of Lean. The whole point about Lean is you build something, a tiny bit, go and show it to your customers, get some feedback from them, change it, do some more, iterate, build, measure, learn, build, measure, learn, build, measure, learn. That measure part, that's putting it in front of customers and getting feedback. If you haven't actually built it yet, then you're talking to people about it in order to get that measure. This kind of idea of pitching, therefore, becomes a constant. Like before you've actually built your product, you should be pitching, build, measure, learn, build. It's like pitch, measure, learn, pitch, measure, learn. And even once you build your product, there's still the idea, there's still the investors and everybody else that you should be pitching to. That this, as your product evolves, as you get customer feedback, as you rethink your ideas, you should be changing your pitch. Or should be, you need to be, you will be changing your pitch in order to change your persuasive summary of your idea to get this out there. And the amount of feedback I've had, like just randomly pitching people, because they said, oh, what are you working on? Hey, I'll give you the elevator pitch, bang, elevator pitch, and they come up with, have you thought about this? Have you done that? Have you done, which you get every time. And 9 times out of 10, it's like, yes, I have. Thanks, that's awesome. But you know, it's validation of what you've been thinking about the right thing. 1 time out of 10, somebody will come back with something you've never thought of, and you would never have thought of because you haven't got that perspective. And just pitching to randoms, like just random people, hi, hi, can I tell you about my idea? Is amazing because you will, 1 out of 10, you'll get back this like, wow, I never thought of that, that's brilliant. So, yeah. But, practice. In order to pitch persuasively, you need to practice it. In order to do investor pitches and serious pitches and stand-up pitches in front of people, you need to practice it in front of an audience. There is nothing quite like actually getting up in front of an audience and finding, like I do, that you talk way too fast and move too much, and there's too much distraction, and I need that, and all of this. But yes, shut up. The thing about practice pitching is you get feedback on your pitch as well as your own idea. That you people will criticise what you're actually doing as well as what you're saying. And people will say, that was really good, you did that, that came across really well, that was less bad. Which, if you actually go to an investor and stand in front of an investment fund, I don't know how many, has anyone done that? Yeah? Yes. So you don't get feedback on that. In fact, you generally don't get feedback at all. You just get a, yeah, thanks a lot.
Like a job interview.
Yeah, absolutely. So practice pitching is great, especially because there's no consequences. You can't fail this. Like I am now. God, I'm failing so badly. It's terrible. Oh. But no, I'm yeah. I can see what works and what doesn't. Really doesn't. No. So let's get into the kind of meat of this whole idea. Having created this idea that what Perth needs is a regular pitch night like we've created tonight. We're actually in trouble. We don't have. I initially created the whole team to do this, and then they all buggered off. So we're winging this completely, and we need some more help. If anyone's got any time to spare and would like to help create and maintain this evening going on, then let me know. You've all got my email address, or you can get in touch through Startup New, or come and talk to me in the break. But yeah, we kind of need to keep this going, and we haven't really got enough bandwidth between a lot of us to keep this going. So we're asking for help. That's it. Any questions?